Gentlemen, if it's been months or even years since you last felt truly strong and alive in the bedroom, don't rush to blame your age. I've seen countless men in their 60s, 70s, and even late 70s reignite their spark and regain firm, powerful performance without swallowing a single pill. The real secret lies in restoring blood flow exactly where it matters most. And here's the surprising twist. For many of them, the answer wasn't found at the pharmacy. It was sitting right inside their refrigerator. Just four simple fruits. Yes, fruits have been scientifically shown to help clear out the tiny blood vessels in that intimate area. Those same vessels are the very first to weaken as we grow older. Once you bring blood flow back to life, everything changes. Energy returns, confidence soars, intimacy becomes exciting again. And some men even say their body feels like it did back when they were 18. My name is Dr. Anil Kiran, a men's health specialist with over 3 decades of experience, helping men naturally reclaim their vitality. Over the years, I've worked with veterans, retirees, husbands, and grandfathers all across America, men who once thought their best days were behind them. What I'll share with you today has helped countless men regain a closeness they believe was gone forever. And here's the truth most doctors don't tell. Low testosterone isn't always the real enemy. It's not even about age itself. In most cases, the hidden culprit is poor circulation. The good news, circulation can often be restored, sometimes dramatically, simply by changing what you eat. These 4 powerful fruits can boost nitric oxide scrub, artery walls clean, and revive sensitivity and function. No drugs, no needles, no risky side effects. In just a moment, I'll reveal all 4, explain how they work, and show you which one can deliver results in under 30 minutes. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a science-backed health tip made especially for men over 60. And if you're excited to take back control of your vitality, drop a 1 in the comments below. If you're not ready yet, type 0. Your feedback matters, and I'm here to help you improve step by step. Now let's start with a truth most men never hear, but it lays the foundation for everything else. If your performance has been fading over the years, the real reason isn't simply age. What's actually happening is inside your blood vessels. Those vessels, especially the ones supplying the penis, gradually narrow over time. They lose their flexibility and become stiff. And that's a serious problem because a strong, healthy erection depends on rapid, forceful blood flow. That not just your birthday candles is what determines how much strength you still have as a man. When those tiny blood vessels start getting clogged, blood can't flow to the penis the way it's supposed to. And without blood flow, there's no firmness, no sensation, no performance. Here's something most men don't realize. The arteries in the penis are some of the smallest in the entire body. That means they're usually the very first ones to get blocked. Long before a heart attack or stroke ever happens, your body is already whispering that something's wrong through subtle changes in intimacy. And if you ignore those whispers, eventually they turn into shouts. But here's the good news. If poor circulation is at the root of the problem, then restoring circulation is the first step toward the solution. You don't have to simply accept decline as inevitable. You can fight back naturally. And that's where food becomes medicine. Because up next, I'll introduce you to 4 simple everyday fruits. Yes, fruits you can buy at any grocery store that have the power to support circulation, unclog blood vessels, and bring both your body and your confidence back online. The first one is so effective that many people call it nature's Viagra. Let's dive in. 2. Meet the 4 fruits that naturally boost circulation and intimacy. When I first started out in urology, my training was just like most doctors, focus on prescriptions, surgeries, and medications. But over time, I noticed something unusual. Some of my older patients, men well into their 60s and 70s, were doing remarkably well. They had energy, stamina, and intimacy most guys their age only dreamed of. So I asked them what they were doing differently, and almost every answer was simple, natural, and honest. Doc, I just changed the way I eat. I started walking every morning. My wife makes me drink this juice every day. That's when I began digging deeper into nutrition, specifically how certain foods affect male performance and blood flow. What I discovered completely changed the way I treat patients to this day. There are 4 specific fruits I now recommend to almost every man over 60 who comes to me struggling with circulation or intimacy issues. These aren't exotic fruits from halfway around the world, and you don't need to waste hundreds of dollars on overpriced supplements or powders online. These are everyday affordable fruits, yet they're packed with powerful compounds like flavonoids, polyphenols, and antioxidants. They strengthen the inner lining of your blood vessels and help your body naturally produce more nitric oxide, an absolutely critical molecule for strong, healthy erections. And here's the best part, they don't just help your sex life. They also support your heart, your brain, your mood, and even your sleep. That's the beauty of real food. When you nourish the body the right way, everything starts working together again. So in the next few minutes, I'll walk you step by step through each of these 4 fruits. We'll start with the one I like to call the blood flow fruit. It's sweet, it's deep red, it's backed by clinical research, and most men overlook it. But as you'll see, it may be one of the smartest choices you'll ever add to your diet. Fruit number 1, pomegranate, nature's Viagra for men over 60. I'll never forget when one of my patients, let's call him George, he was 68, recently divorced and just starting to date again after many years. But when he came into my office, his head was down. He was embarrassed. "Doc," he said quietly, pointing downward, "everything works." Except that. George didn't want pills. He didn't want side effects. He just wanted to feel like himself again. That's when I introduced him to what I like to call nature's Viagra pomegranate. Now, this isn't some miracle cure or magic trick. It's pure science. Pomegranate is packed with antioxidants, especially one called punicolagon, which helps support nitric oxide levels in the body. And nitric oxide is the exact messenger that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up so blood can flow freely where you need it most. When blood flow improves, firmness improves. Sensitivity improves. And for many men, so does confidence. In fact, one study found that men who drank a single glass of pomegranate juice each day showed measurable improvements in erection quality. But the benefits go beyond performance. Pomegranate also lowers inflammation, protects the prostate, and supports heart health, 3 of the biggest concerns for men over 60. George started drinking a small glass of pure pomegranate juice with his lunch every day. Within just a few weeks, he came back to my office smiling. "Doc," he said, "it's working, and I didn't need a prescription." That's the beauty of this fruit. It works steadily, consistently, and without side effects. You can enjoy it as juice, eat the seeds, or toss it into a smoothie. Now, while pomegranate is powerful, the next fruit on my list does something even more surprising. It contains a natural amino acid that your body transforms into a blood flow booster. And when you time it right, it can kick in within just 30 minutes. Fruit number 2, watermelon, nature's circulation booster. A few summers ago, I was back in Texas visiting my parents. It was brutally hot, and after spending hours working in the yard with my father, he brought out 2 huge slices of watermelon. As we sat sweating and laughing on the porch, he said, "You know, this stuff always makes me feel like a new man." At the time, I just smiled, not thinking much of it. But later that evening, curiosity got the best of me, and I started digging into the science. What I found blew me away. Watermelon isn't just a refreshing summer fruit, it's packed with a natural compound called L-citrulline. Once inside your body, L-citrulline is converted into L-arginine, which then boosts nitric oxide production. And nitric oxide, as you already know, is the key chemical that relaxes blood vessels and increases blood flow. And this isn't just theory. Studies show that men who consistently supplement with L-citrulline often experience firmer, more sustainable erections without the side effects that come with medications. Fruit number 2, continued watermelon, nature's circulation booster. Here's what makes watermelon so unique. The L-citrulline it contains is naturally balanced with water, electrolytes, and antioxidants. That means it not only supports circulation, but it also hydrates your body and helps lower blood pressure, and all without relying on pills or powders. I once had a patient in his 70s, a retired police officer, who told me he started swapping his nightly dessert for a bowl of chilled watermelon. Within just a few weeks, he noticed a big difference not only in his performance, but also in his overall energy and even his sleep quality. Watermelon works best when it becomes part of your daily routine. Enjoy a few slices in the evening, blend it into a refreshing smoothie, or eat it cold after a walk. It's simple, delicious, and completely backed by science. But here's where it gets even more exciting. What if I told you there's an even smaller fruit, one you've probably eaten hundreds of times, that contains a rare antioxidant proven to improve both testosterone levels and blood flow. Most men completely overlook it, but once you understand how it works, you'll never see it the same way again. Fruit number 3, black grapes, tiny fruit. Big circulation. Impact one patient I'll never forget was Howard. He was 73, soft-spoken, and had been married for nearly 50 years. He didn't come to see me for performance issues at first. Instead, he said he just felt tired, moody, and disconnected from his wife. He assumed it was simply part of getting older. But as we talked, it became clear that his energy, confidence, and intimacy had all started to fade. That's when I suggested a small but powerful change, adding a handful of black grapes into his daily routine. Black grapes may look small, but they pack an incredible punch for male health. The secret lies in a powerful antioxidant called resveratrol. This compound helps relax blood vessels, improves endothelial function, and even supports healthy testosterone levels, all of which are crucial for men over 60. Resveratrol also reduces oxidative stress, one of the hidden culprits behind inflammation and poor circulation. And unlike many supplements that can cause side effects, black grapes are gentle on the body and easy to enjoy. Just a cup a day, fresh or frozen, can make a real difference over time. Howard started eating them in the afternoons as a light snack between meals. Within a month, he came back to see me with a smile. His mood had lifted, his energy returned, and yes, his intimacy with his wife had come back too. He said to me, "Doc, it's like someone flipping the lights back on." That's the beauty of real food. It doesn't just restore physical health, it brings you back to life in ways you never expected. And now let's move on to the final fruit on my list. It's one you've probably had for breakfast countless times, but I'll bet you never realized just how powerful it really is. Fruit number 4, citrus. Fruits, cleansing your arteries from the inside. Think of this fruit as a gentle cleanser for your arteries. When used consistently, it can help restore blood flow from the inside out. Years ago, one of my longtime patients, a retired Navy engineer named Bill, came into my office carrying a notebook. Inside, he had carefully written down everything he ate, drank, and did each day. Bill was determined to feel better without relying on more pills. As we flipped through his notes, one detail jumped out. Every single morning, he drank a glass of fresh squeezed orange juice. Not from concentrate, not from a carton, the real thing. And I couldn't help but smile because he was unknowingly doing something incredibly smart. Citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes are some of the most underrated tools for restoring healthy circulation. They're packed with flavonoids, especially one called hesperidin, which strengthens blood vessel walls, reduces inflammation, and improves arterial flexibility. That means better blood flow not just to your heart or brain, but also to the lower body where so many older men struggle. Citrus fruits also support healthy blood pressure and help reduce oxidative stress, both of which are critical for long-term vascular health. I often explain it this way: your arteries are like garden hoses. The cleaner and more flexible they are, the better the flow. Bill didn't overhaul his entire lifestyle, but over time, he started to feel lighter, clearer, and more energetic. His morning walks became easier, and his evenings, let's just say, became far more satisfying. Sometimes it really is the small, consistent rituals that change everything. If you want to start, simply slice an orange with breakfast. Add lemon to your water. Enjoy a grapefruit at lunch. These aren't just fruits, they're quiet protectors working behind the scenes to keep your blood flowing smoothly. Beyond food, daily habits that supercharge results. While fruits can do wonders on their own, their power multiplies when paired with the right daily habits. Over the years, I've learned something vital from my patients. It's not just what you eat that matters, it's also what you do every day. You could eat all the right foods, but if your lifestyle is working against you, your results may be limited. That's why I always encourage men to look beyond the plate, because it's the small, consistent habits that quietly support better circulation, stronger energy, and yes, better intimacy. And in the next part, I'll show you the simple lifestyle shifts that can supercharge everything we've discussed so far. No gyms, no complicated routines, just smart, realistic moves that fit into your life. Supporting habits. Boosting the benefits of these fruits start with movement. And no, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights. I mean something as simple as walking. Just a 20-minute walk each day can increase blood flow, reduce stiffness in your arteries, and support heart health. I had a patient in his late 60s who began walking after breakfast and again after dinner. Within a few weeks, his blood pressure improved, and he noticed more fullness during arousal without making any other changes. Hydration is another silent hero. Remember, blood is about 90% water. If you're dehydrated, circulation suffers. And yet most men over 60 don't drink nearly enough. Aim for a few glasses of water spread throughout the day, especially in the morning. Then there's sleep. While you're resting, your body regulates testosterone balances, blood pressure, and repairs your vascular system. Poor sleep quietly robs you of vitality, libido, and motivation. If you snore, feel groggy during the day, or struggle to stay asleep, it's worth discussing with your doctor. Finally, limit processed meats, fried foods, and excessive alcohol. These directly damage the delicate endothelial lining of your arteries, the same lining the fruits we've talked about are working so hard to protect. The good news, none of these changes require perfection. They just need consistency. Small daily efforts can create powerful, lasting improvements in your health. And now that you've learned about the fruits and the habits, you may be wondering, how long does it take to see results? What can I realistically expect if I start today? Let's wrap up with a message from me to you, doctor to patient. Closing message, doctor to patient. If you've made it this far, I want to speak to you not just as a doctor, but as someone who truly cares about what you're going through. Because I know for many men, this isn't an easy subject. Losing that sense of strength, closeness, and performance isn't just physical. It touches your pride, your relationships, even your identity. And far too often, men suffer in silence, believing it's simply part of getting older. But now you know the truth. Weakening erections after 60 aren't always about age. They're about circulation. And circulation can be supported, improved, and rebuilt through food movement, hydration, sleep, and simple daily habits that honor the body you have built over a lifetime. You've learned about 4 powerful fruits: pomegranate, watermelon, black grapes, and citrus fruits. Each one has its own unique way of restoring blood flow, nourishing your arteries, and helping you feel more like the man you remember. And when you pair them with small shifts like daily walks, better sleep, proper hydration, and avoiding artery-damaging foods, you create the perfect conditions for real healing. And I mean real, lasting healing. I've seen it with my own eyes. Men who thought it was over, who felt ashamed, disconnected, or broken, come back to life. I've seen the spark return to their eyes, the strength in their voices, and the confidence in their steps. Not from magic pills, but from honoring their body with the right tools. And if they can do it, so can you. You're not too old, it's not too late. And you haven't lost your chance. Start small. Start today. Because the moment you decide to take control of your circulation is the moment everything begins to change from the inside out. Now, if this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself, share it. Subscribe for more advice made just for men like you, and leave a comment below. Tell me which of these fruits you're going to try first, I'll be reading. If this video helped you, please hit the like button. It helps more men discover this life-changing information. And share it with a friend, a brother, or anyone who could use a boost in confidence and vitality. Finally, if you'd like to support this channel and help me keep creating content for men over 60, consider donating through the link in the description. Every contribution makes a difference, and I'm truly grateful. You're not alone on this journey. Let's move forward together.